Yo, yo, yo. What up, Facebook? What up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? Hey, guys, I wanted to hop on here and talk to you today about living with an attitude of expectancy. Living with an attitude of expectancy. Now, what I want to do here, guys, is I want to share with you this concept and how the whole gateway opens and closes when it comes to quantum physics. Okay, quantum physics, and how this whole thing all fits together so that you can open up the gateway to universal abundance. And that, my friends, is what will take you 10x in your business. So who do we have joining us here? We have Angeline live from New York. Awesome. Great to see you here, Angeline. Michael Pierce says, wow, cool. Great to see you. Just about to start your previous live, then boom, Darren is live again. Okay, I'm not too sure who that is, but that is a Facebook user. Okay, Angeline says, awesome topic. Okay, so we'll be able to showcase more people here as we're going here, and I want to get into some content here to respect the people that showed up at the beginning. Okay, so a couple things here, guys. Okay, now whatever you believe in the reality, whatever you believe to be true will be true for you. And it all starts with whether or not you even believe that making money is even easy. Okay, so if you believe things are easy, you're opening up a different gateway. It's like the river is flowing. Okay, in the event that you believe that things will be hard, it's closed. It's like a dam in the river. Okay, and it's like a light switch. So it's either going to be open or shut. One of the two. Okay, one of the two. Now, this actually has to do with vibrational resonance. Okay, vibrational resonance, and how your thought process is connected to the physiology in your body, which is in turn going and putting out a broadcast into the universe that's going to communicate with the electrons. Now, the phenomenon here, guys, about this whole concept is that when you expect that things are going to show up, when you expect that your phone's going to ring with incoming phone calls, when you expect that you're going to log on to Facebook and that people are going to be showing up saying that they want to join your business, or they're going to say, hey, I just want to let you know, I just joined your business. Okay, that's the ideal situation. So in other words, money is flowing to you easily and effortlessly. Every day that you wake up, your Facebook inbox is either filled with people that want to join your business or they've already joined your business. Okay. Now, those words that I have just said, they hold a specific radio broadcast frequency to them. Okay. And in the event that I get up with an expectancy that it's going to happen, that opens up the gateway. Okay. In the event that I get up and my vibration and I tune into the negativity, I tune into all of the news and all of the drama that's going on, boom. Okay. So you have control over this. You have control over this process. So in other words, whatever it is that you're focusing on and in here in your head is going to then transfer over to your body, which is then going to create a feeling, which is going to go out into the universe and communicate with the electrons. So you've got to be very aware of this process, guys. You have to be aware. It's like split consciousness. So you've got to be in your body and you got to be above your body simultaneously, like an eagle flying over top and looking down on a blueprint. Okay. So And here's what you're going to find. You're going to find that you connect with different people, okay, in the attitude of everything going right versus the attitude of everything going wrong. You're going to have different types of conversations when you're in an attitude of expectancy for it to work versus expectancy for it to not work. Okay. There's two different distinct paths, and you control the direction on which process and side you're going to be on. It's like steering a car. It's like steering a car. Okay, so let's see who we got here. We had a ton of people that just piled on. We've got Andrew is in the house from UK Kent. Welcome. We've got Nadia. How are you? How are you? Great to see you. Congratulations on launching your product. David is watching as he's grocery shopping. There's entertainment for you. Awesome. Victoria says, hi, Darren. Hi, Victoria. Lenka says, hey, Darren, nice topic. Thank you. Lauren, hello. How are you? Good to see you here. We've got Nadia says, yes, I agree. Fear will attract more fear. Well, fear actually can drop your immune system, and fear actually what it does is it'll attract everything that you don't want. Okay, and it will attract dark energy to your reality. So very important to understand that and keep that in mind. Pierre, what's going on, my friend? How are you? Good to see you here. Chrissy, live, love this. Thank you. Awesome. Nadia says yes. Victoria, welcome. And frequently. Cool. Yes, value. Thank you, Pierre. Good to have you here. We got a tag. Appreciate that. Live watching from Kentucky. Arthur, how are you, sir? Great to see you here. We've got Pierre from Ohio watching from the UK. As Victoria, I refuse to watch the news. You know, the thing I'm going to share with you about this, guys, is there's sort of an evolution that can happen, and it's like a filtering system. So when you're in the early part of your personal development, in the early part of your personal growth, you want to completely cut off, okay? You want to completely cut off the news networks. You want to completely cut off your television completely, okay? And you want to engulf yourself on the path of personal development with books, tapes, audios to start to create a protector. It's like a bubble, okay? It's like a bubble protector. Now, once you build up that bubble protector so it's got some thickness to it, then you can, it's not like you have to wipe out television and movies and everything forever, okay? But in the early stages, you do, okay? Because you're in a state of vulnerability when you're just starting to create your protection. And eventually what will happen is that you will almost literally become like RoboCop, okay? Right. Now, once you're in that zone, then you've got some thickness to your protector before it will, whittle down, and you're in a better position to be able to handle, negative news or whatever that comes into the reality, but definitely not in the early stages. Okay. In the early stages, you want to engulf yourself in personal development. Okay. I'm talking about Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, Grant Cardone, Dennis Waitley, Zig Ziglar, Deepak Chopra. Engulf yourself in personal development. Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich, Ask and It Is Given, As a Man Thinketh. You've got to create the barrier of protection, okay? Now, the phenomenon about this is every time that I actually start to talk about this particular topic, I get waves down my entire body where my hair just goes all the way along my arms, all the way down, my legs and everything else. And it has to do with vibrational frequency and the success is a radio broadcast frequency. Okay. And our body is what's communicating with it. And that's going to determine whether or not the gateway is open or shut. Okay. There's two positions. And in the event that a person has the gateway that's shut and they get frustrated, that things aren't happening for them. They get frustrated. They see other people around them and they get angry. They get jealous. All that they're doing is pushing the abundance away from them and like putting another nail on this and another nail on this to make it harder and harder and harder for this dam to open, right? This is why you've got to celebrate other people's successes. Celebrate other people's successes as if they're your own, okay? As if they're your own. Okay, so we've got Lenka says, absolutely true. Absolutely true. We've got Mark showing up. Awesome, great to see you here. Everything is connected. Yes, it is. Truth, take control. Angeline says, agree. I love this. Awesome. Great stuff here. Cool. Appreciate that. If you believe it's easy, it is. If you believe it's not, it's not. You got that's true. Okay. I will not watch the news. Okay. Tony, how are you? Good to see you here today. Fear does suppress your immune system. Absolutely. I don't watch news either, only personal development. I don't watch the news at all anymore. You know, like it's kind of like an evolution, guys. Okay. Like, you know, in the event that you have some protection, and that's like having your filter. Okay. Once you have a protector, then you filter the stuff a lot differently, and it doesn't have as much of a dramatic effect on your physiology in your body. Okay. But it does take time to build that up so that you have the protection in place. Okay. Especially in the early stages of your personal development, your personal growth. So keep that in mind. Okay. Mark's tuning in from Cork Ireland. Jeff Niket, how are you, sir? Good to see you here. I got rid of all of my TVs. Okay. Maria says, ciao. How are you, Maria? Good to see you here. I set up my environment to win. Awesome. And, you know, an environment to win, guys, just so you know, is not just necessarily about the personal development stuff. Okay. It's going to have to do with who you're hanging out with. So, and in the event that you're hanging out in an environment with a negative spouse, a negative boyfriend, girlfriend, significant other, family, you're going to have to remove yourself to work on your business and go to a safety zone. Okay. So a library, a restaurant, a hotel, a lounge, another business partner that you are working with that's on your team, where you hold the same resonance that they do and that you're not derailed. Okay. In the event that you're working in an environment where you feel like you're constantly under attack, you're not going to be able to surrender to open up this gateway of abundance. Okay. Because you're going to be like in, you know, walking on eggshells type thing, where at any point in time, bam, it could happen. Right. So your body's going to be always like this, always. Okay. So you have to work on your business in a safety zone. Very important to understand that. In terms of making money. Cool. I do engulf myself in personal development. Good. Linda says, I agree with you. Michael John says, right on, Darren. Cool. Thanks for joining in today. Katie Sunshine, how are you? How are you? We've got Quan, powerful, he says. Thank you. Appreciate that. Ashraleen is live. So true, she says. George, what's up, brother? Good to see you here. Yes, evolution, says George. So true, 100% agree. I do watch the news, don't mind it or consider it negative. You know, that's really about your filtering system, truth be known. Okay, so, you know, like you've got to be able to not let it affect the physiology in your body is really the key, right? So in the event that you can still be in a state of being aware on what's going on as far as news, world news or global events, but not have it personally affect you. Okay. And in the early stages of personal development, you're best to just cut it off until you can gain the protection, right? It's like an energetic barrier that will protect you from the vibrational frequency. Now, in the event that you're engulfed into the news, it will become like kryptonite, and it will take you out of the frequency to be in the success vibration. So you got to keep that in mind, and you got to be in tune with what's going on inside your body. What's going on in your head, what's going on in your heart will affect what's going on in your physiology. Okay, we got that one. Rhonda, how are you? First time here. Welcome to the call. Good to see you here. Where are you tuning in from, Rhonda? Thanks for jumping on. Good to see you. Awesome. Welcome, Rhonda. Cool. Andrew, thanks for the invite. And you are welcome. Cool, cool. Now, here's the thing, guys. So people say, Darren, well, what's the secret to getting up and being in a situation where you have an attitude of expectancy? Okay, an attitude of expectancy. It really has to do with what's going on in here, okay? And this feeling that you've got in your body. So if you put yourself into peak state, right? Peak state. And a lot of this has to do with being able to walk around in your future reality in your body, okay? And it's called visioning. So you don't do this with your eyes closed. You do this with your eyes open, okay? Visualization is where you're closing your eyes and you're going into another zone, okay? But visioning is being in two places at the same time. So you're here in this reality, but in your mind, you're projecting into the forward reality in the future, and you're in both realities at the same time as you walk around, okay? And it can trick your subconscious mind, and it can speed up the process. So like, if you've ever been in a situation where you're talking to a prospect, and then the thought that you're going to get rejected creates this queasy feeling in your stomach, like an injection of poison, okay? People actually, until they can do the personal development, they're actually addicted to that injection, just so you know, okay? And that will close the gateway. That injection of that feeling in your stomach is the gateway shutting, okay? And you've got to be able to do enough of the personal development work where it doesn't happen anymore. It doesn't happen anymore, okay? And the body, keep in mind, through neuroassociation, the body is triggered to want to go back to that, okay? So, and that's where the work comes. That's where the journey comes on being able to rise higher than that so that you can stop it from happening. You got to be able to stop it from happening, right? Because it's a trigger. It's a neurological trigger, right? Based upon all the stuff that's happened in your past with your parents and your friends and your coworkers and all these people, and failures. Maybe you went bankrupt. Maybe you went through a divorce. Maybe you had trauma that happened back in your past. All of that stuff, okay, all of the rejection, all the disappointment creates neuroassociative anchors where you're used to suffering. It's basically like being in a cage. But where's the cage? The cage is all right here. The cage is in your head, right? So you've got to do the personal development. I tell people 1 hour per day in the area of personal development. Speak about the reality that you want, right? And write the content along your journey that is not only changing your reality, but can motivate and inspire other people's reality too. And learn how to speak to the listening. Okay, that's called speaking to your particular target market. So in other words, if you don't want to attract broke victim type people, then don't speak to them in your content. Okay, hopefully you heard that. It's very important when it comes to content. So you got to learn how to speak to the right type of buyer or your particular target market versus speaking to the people that you don't want to attract into your business. So hopefully this makes sense. Okay, so where do we leave off here? We just had a whole ton of people come on and I lost my spot. Just hold on. Let's see where we're at. Okay. Welcome, Rhonda. Okay, so we've got Rhonda's tuning in from Oregon. We've got Croc Donovan, Batman. Awesome. Okay, we've got Kix, Ricardo. Hello, hello. We've got glad I got over the fear of doing the 10-day personal development video challenge. Good job. Very good job. Good job. You know, here's the thing on that particular note, just so that you know, and Chrissy, thanks a lot for you know, that's basically the naked soul, right? You've got to realize that every person that you currently look up to, okay, that's online, every leader that you look up to, every leader that you tune into and engage with their content and pull different golden nuggets from, okay, we all went through the same thing. They all went through the same thing. All of us go through the same thing. It's the personal development growth. It's the personal development journey. Okay. Now, here's the difference between the big money earners and the no money earners. Okay. The big money earners felt the fear, but they did it anyway. This is the difference. So, you know, when I first got started, my millionaire mentor said to me, Darren, don't take those videos down. Okay. Don't take them down. Even though you might feel like you're embarrassed, even though you might think, oh, it sounded stupid or whatever, don't take the videos down because you want people to watch you grow. You want them to see like, holy crap, look where they started here and look where they are here with their confidence or the self-esteem. You want them to see this distinctive difference between here and here, okay? Because all of the new people will realize that you are just like them. You are just like them, okay? And I think that what happens with a lot of people when it comes to content and video is it's their ego that wants them to be perfect. Okay. Now, what ends up happening when that happens? Nothing. They never take any action. They never take any action. Okay. So, but the people that end up being the big money earners are the people that they felt the fear and they just did it anyway. They jumped. They were prepared to free fall. And that's the difference. They're prepared to do it anyway. Okay. So realize that there's no greater than or less than, guys. It's a journey. It's a personal development journey. And when I first got started in this industry, like 3 decades ago, my millionaire mentor said to me, because I was at this one presentation and he was at that time, this is, a long time ago, he was making $60,000 or $65,000 a month in residual income. And after the presentation was over, he had this magnetic power on stage. And I was like, whoa, I got to find out like what the secret is. Like, what did he do? How the heck did he make like $65,000 a month in residual income? So I went up to the stage. I was the only one that went up to the stage to talk to him after he finished. And I said, I was really just blown away with your presentation. I mean, I've never even heard of this industry before. I mean, they should be teaching this to kids in elementary school. Like, wow, I was in awe of this presentation. So I said, like, what's the secret? What's the secret? Like, how do you get to that type of level? And he kind of looked at me and he smiled. He said, Darren, you know what? When I tell you this, It's so obvious that most people don't get it. And I was like on the edge of my seat. And I said, what is it? What is it? He said, the journey in our industry is to the stage. The person with the message is the person that makes the money. I want you to think about that, guys. This is 3 decades ago when I was in my 20s. And because of the power of that presentation and how much it impacted my life at that point, that message that he said to me was literally ingrained into me. And he said, Darren, and the difference is about our industry, it's not about your income. It's not about your income. It's about how many people on your team can you lift up and take to the promised land. And that changed my life, guys. It completely changed my life. From that day forward, it completely changed everything on how I perceived this industry and what was it really about? It was about the people, guys, the people. Okay. So we got Mark Presswood is in the house. We've got another hello. We've got Adolfo. Morning. Thanks for the nuggets. Happy to help. Stephen, what's going on? Stephen's back. Great to see you back, brother. Angeline says, I heard that. Cool. Love that. Speak in high frequency. Wow, that hit home, says Adolfo. Cool. Be the leader, says Mark. James says, hi, how are you? Welcome, Rhonda, says Angeline. Almost every conversation they mention the coronavirus gets energy draining. Well, you know, I don't know, like I'm just not buying into the full thing, guys. I'm telling you, I think that there's some other agenda going on here. And, you know, like you've got control over what's going on in here, right? Like, truth be known, if you already work at home, there's really nothing that's changed. Right? The only thing that's changed for me is that, you know, I live right around the corner from here. There's like every type of, you know, restaurant food, Greek, Italian, you know, different restaurants all the way along, falafel, Subway, you know, everything that you could possibly ever want to eat is right across the street, right? And that's the only change for me, is that, you know, now they're closed, unfortunately, right? But other than that, there's nothing different. Now, in the event that you're at home from your job, you got a lot of time on your hands that you should be increasing your skill, right? You should be increasing your skill and learning what you can do to create a safety net so that you don't have to worry about the situation. That's really the key. Okay, so standing ovation, Chrissy, awesome. Congratulations, very happy for you. Cool, thank you, Darren Little, awesome. Jorn is tuning in live from the Netherlands. Okay, we've got some cross-pollination talk. Hey, Rachel, how are you? Great to see you from Frankfurt. Awesome, tuning in. So obvious that most don't even see it. You are correct. Oregon donated 140 ventilators to New York. Thank you, Oregon. Cool. And we got Andrew with the cartoons. Had to tune out for a while, but I'm back now. Cool. Business as usual for the online people. And you're correct. So, you know, what is it that can put you on the path of being in an attitude of expectancy? What is it? This is important to get this, guys, okay? Because it all has to do with your self-worth. Your self-worth. So in other words, if you don't feel worthy, if you don't feel deserving, you don't love yourself, then you're going to be shut tight. This is going to be shut, okay? You're going to have to start to work on your self-worth, and that only happens with personal development. That only happens with getting into around the right people and showing up 80% of success is all about showing up. Okay. But in the event that you, don't believe that this is true, then it will never be true for you. Okay. Making money is way easier than you think once you get these personal development concepts. What's going on in your head? How does it make you feel? Right? How are you walking around in that body? Right? So at least an hour a day in personal development. Okay. But don't try to, like a lot of people will say to me, well, my family, my brother, I was trying to help them. Don't do that. Don't do it. Okay. Lead from the front and let your results speak for themselves. Don't try to change other people. Okay. Only people will change themselves when the time is right for them. You can't force change on anybody. They will give you pushback if you try, whether it's your parents, your brother, your sister, your spouse, doesn't matter. Okay. Don't try to change other people. Start with you and change yourself and blaze the trail from the front. Now, typically, if you're in a marriage and you both of you aren't growing together, typically this is what happens. Here's you when you're married and you're progressing like this, okay? This person at some point in time is going to feel threatened and they're going to try to squash you to come back down, okay? And if you don't have any boundaries in place, you got a problemo in your marriage. So here's what happens in a lot of times. If you're going like this and it doesn't do this, right, and pull the other person, it will typically do this. And it will break and your marriage will break. Okay. You can't change other people, guys. You can only change yourself. You can only change yourself. Okay. So it is another agenda for sure. Just the coronavirus. You'd be surprised if you do your research. Absolutely. We got Ruben's tuning in from Vietnam. We've got Fred tuning in from Vienna. Yes, my personal development is #1 for me. Awesome. Daily mirror work ×3, diary, daily, and meditation. Don't allow what is going on in the world get you off your game. Absolutely. Looking at our mental and emotional programming. You cannot change people. You're correct. Yes, you can't change anyone. Hi, Darren Live. Hello from Vienna. All you can do is change yourself. Unfortunately, on a relationship, you either grow together or apart, and this is true. So guys, hopefully got some value from this. If you did, throw me a comment down there below. Tell me what your takeaway was on today's broadcast. You got a lot of time on your hands right now that you can be reading, that you can be meditating, that you can be getting yourself into mentorship and learning the steps on how you can actually create a plan B so that you never have to worry about money ever again for the rest of your life. So hopefully got some value from this broadcast today. My name is Darren Little from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and let's go get it. Have a good one. All the best.